Well, we had did a show at a venue called Schooners, and man, there was just a bunch of cowboys and hay all over the place, and we were sitting here doing our hip hop thing, got the turntables, MCing, spitting poetry, and it was just crazy because people were looking at us like, what are these people doing,
So, were the cowboys breakdancing?
Now in the beginning there was the word, and each word formed a separate moment. Spheres of light rained from chaos to wet the skin of our physical world, and in darkness there was light. One man stood tall with each step seemingly familiar. He was walking in a circle, his right hand strong, put here to deliver the word of understanding in a world of song. BenYomen. Now I find the writings on the wall much more informative than the mass commercialization of an advertising system. People pay hard to capture, convince our minds, but in the end we might as well fold blind. Lead down a road, a man stands firing, aspiring to sing but not lying when he brings honesty is necessary, although some are hesitant. They rather spend their life killing, collecting precedents. You might as well just kill them, cause if you sell your support, the evils in the families, the animal soul contorts, the godly spark suppressed. I see kids dressed in bombs, the world's ready to blow, but slowly it may calm. History is repetitive, I've seen the same moment twice, where someone's got complex turned to light to the loss of light. Now late at night the sun hides away, making its right hand land far astray. But at the full moon the beast arrives, ready to take some lives. But if he don't hold steady, don't let me decide, because the end is coming near. I feel the heavens crashing down soon. Where we walk will no longer be ground. See the scenery forming based on screens. When we sin, the wind blows our mind to new dimensions. Prevention of the soul to both for breath ascension. Death will mention better days like rays of life and light. This world is a mystery, circling my eyesight. The beginning of a circle, spinning in new flight. Spinning, grinning, winning, sinning a tinting yellow light. Hey! I'm walking around in these circles, then why have I not found any purpose? I delved and then I drowned through the surface in the underground. I found my earth's gift, so content, and now spinning. That's one for humanity, to end where you began. Two for the insanity that saturates this man. I'm activated now, the choice is highly beneficial. The way I live my life is like walking in a circle. Begin where you just ended, take a lost and turn. Learn from the mistakes you make, take a lead and burn. Never shape your future according to a plan. Your dreams will just spoil like soil to your plant. Now that your future's withering on the tip of your nose, if you skip some years of passion you won't flip to your toes. So live in the moment, plan for the future. Never forget the past, it attacks. Are you stupid? So live to make money, no lie. The cash is not funny, it goes fast then you die. So live to make music, make art, not war. But don't bother doing art if your heart's not pure. What are they about? I doubt they're even true. A true friend in the crowd. The crowd parts, the friend does too. Is there even love, or just selfish desire? One day selfless then helpless, standing in that fire. I demand I never tire when I'm talking on this mic. A man may expire but his passion never dies. Pass it when you're high, sitting in a circle, they're laughing when you cry. Lying on a dirt hill, I've been through phases and stages, never having a home. But that's what life is like when your parents don't get along. You're overstaying, you're welcome, it's an overextended visit. Promise you go away to college, the knowledge isn't worth it. Really couldn't afford it, so I work a full-time job. Work to mom, I'm exploited, what a joy in being robbed. Ma, it's alright, I'm only standing here bleeding with thoughts like Abe Lincoln in that little theater. They say that it's the end. What more could I do? I wish I had a friend who share this moment. Like all great moments, I must handle this alone, with a pocket full of attraction and a heart that's made of stone. I must condone all thoughts in my surroundings, cause in a few seconds, for the record, there's no counting. But pretty soon here, you may see some change. No more staring at seashores through floor frames. You may not be ready, but I'm stepping in. Even if it's a whirlpool curling through spin, it's just another circle in which we walk. Even if the earth spills, I still won't drop. Believing that your church kills, I just won't stop. Free your body, mind, and soul from this earth-filled slop. Cause these are just the circles in which we walk like. These are just the circles in which we walk like. These are just the circles in which we walk like life. Walking in circles like life. Life is it's like walking in circles like talking in circles like walking in circles like life is like life. Like life. I'm just a lost angel standing on the steps of heaven, spraying aerosol paint on the pearly gates till they let me just enter. Another b-boy, LA County hip-hop head, born in Azusa where I used to get breastfed. 3 years later the family portrait cracked, living in Sherman Oaks where my folks stepped back. Just another Jewish kid with white skin who had no family foundation till the hip-hop culture let me in. Raised by my brother in the west part of Palmdale, then my father kicked him out over a disagreement to a chronic sale. By then I was a smoked out sophomore. All I had were friends and some ends I made at the burger store. It was me and Marky, walking free in rhymes about the daily struggles that we dealt with at that time. And I've got those West Coast blues. I'm dressed in ink and stressed by news. And I've got those West Coast blues. I must confess I'm from the freshest crew. I've got those West Coast blues. I'm dressed in ink and stressed by news. And I've got those West Coast blues. I must profess from the best of crews. I used to have fun, now I'm depressed all the time. On stage I digress to those wonderful pastimes, standing on the balcony or in the backyard. Barnes & Noble open mic night, rhyming, acting hard, battling for gangsters at Highland High School. Elliptical approached me and said, hey, I like you. We should sit together, chill and form a crew. Self joined the mix, but soon we were through. There just wasn't chemistry, but the physics were all there. Finally in biolab I truly kicked that snare, and that was the day that deviation was born. But in some way it died in that triumphant storm. In a way it lives, a truly immortal entity. Over the years I made some friends, but gained more enemies. But the significance lied in my new family. Life for the better, that would be the crew with whom I've shared good times and wallowed in the blue. Acting all organic, me and Reginald, traveling the desert through dimensionals. We're symmetrical, the place to be with electrical, electric wheel MC. I've got those West Coast blues. I'm dressed in ink and stressed by news. And I've got those West Coast blues. That's who we are if you don't know by now. Abstract kids with backpack styles balanced like the Dow. Each and every one of us has something to bring. Problem is the attention span's away from new things, so we've been struggling to rock every show. Offered to us on the mark, but the start sparks were slow. So my state is shaped and styled a little different from the original sound that I tried to envision it. To tell you the truth, I love how it sounds. A hip-hop Bob Dylan, chilling in the underground. These are my subterranean homesick blues, with nowhere to return, so I'll burn all the clues. And I've got those West Coast blues. I'm dressed in ink and stressed by news. And I've got those West Coast blues. I must confess I'm from the freshest crew. I've got those West Coast blues. I'm dressed in ink and stressed by news. And I've got those West Coast blues. I must profess from the best of crews. I once wrote a piece on a 10th Street West Park bench. Now I write poems on the wall of my apartment. I never did graph, but I've always been an artist, constructing words to tunes to swoon away the heartless. Now I make records and observe time pass, standing in the sunset to upset the forecast. Soon they'll feel the aftermath of the starving MC. I must jump down on beats to feed the empty. free the poetry. Lounging in a session with my best friends in the room. Awake the dead, hip-hop's fed up with this tune. We must change the patterns and experiment with loops. Break out of the box that tries to talk every time I shoot. Scoop me up on a spaceship, go into the sun so I can seize a piece of paper, the vapors of my lung. Exhale the truth to all those who will. Rally up the family to listen and put us in positions to hit and build, to listen and put us in positions to West Coast blues. I'm dressed in ink and stressed by news, and I've got those West Coast blues.
Come gather round now, kick off your shoes. Mama gonna sing you about the West Coast blues.
The wind came and captured a shouting haiku, silencing it as a still dry monsoon. I came quiet as this on a mine-numb afternoon, and as the ground after shook, the sun semi-spun, and I realized that these eyes are the only one, the only love sonnet ever trusted by an ethic, the only shade of orange that shines stands an epic.
Oblivious to the escape of Bart's cave, realization came with eternal joy and open arms of love on my lips laid. A kiss to the divine fire that was burning inside of the caves. I touched the windows of art, so with my heart red barking transparency, covered it with my mouth with tearing behind a lake of pain, and it is typical sculpts and cross universe inside of this piece of paper. A beautiful universe, a beautiful universe, a beautiful universe created within the imagination.
The spectrum of the galaxy split and shaped the stage, proving as the means to demonstrate an art you was so powerful in demonstrating the performance of setting the eyes of dedication. If you were a window, you'd open up to heaven, place your heart on that stage and never hesitate. Emotion some may not understand you or understate your hidden vision, not knowing their intention. Don't let human hands model your appearance. I am the green man walking across this green land.
The blades of grass, icicles after the cold storming. The flowers blossoms when they twinkle, the yellow light sunset and the blue paint the sky after the morning. The wind passed by with a melodic voice turning through my ears, and it sounded the beautiful music. The birds of the air fly, invited the current of a thousand birds. Voices drown out the voices of the mind and the bottom of serenity. I think when the clouds turn dark and the heavens cloak is filled with water and it pours, how can these fields be clothed in lilies? Over the golden sun never rises to open up these morning petals and these new river flowers. Balance is beauty, they both alleviate your appreciation and deviating since they can be into unveiled this uncolorless sight.
Rhythm may come, reason may leave, watching how the sea spun, the seas unconceived, sprung out a beautiful appearance, pasted to a paintbrush. You find harmonies accompanied by a stain. Hush, little baby, don't read those words, feel it in your blood, melt it into your nerves. Poetry am I, oh dark morning bird, singing the shade of the sunset in the shape of one word.
Breaths and broken light dancing before the shade of my eyes. Wrinkled sky black with the twinkling stars of blue and white. There is a mysterious spiritual connection between gold and the silver night. The universe is the greatest painter. The eternal candle shrinks its flame on a lonely spot. The table, but it's full of windy rain. Standing above with window pane, thoughts off in association. The chains can leave the mojo would smash your name and knock you here, but footsteps getting lost in the stale air. Seen their walking silhouette reflecting off the stair. Behind the floating velvet curtain, behind those long shadow fingers, spilling a puddle of ink and a blank piece of paper to murder her own self.
Enriching by the sound and a shining silhouette, tracing its source to a wooden clarinet. Shining silver rivers, rippling silhouettes, put the coat of water along nature's images. Statuette shaped by canvas and ink, originates with art, standing there to think. Camera flashing auditoriums, it's a lonely piano. While the pushing fingers of a man behind the mask, behind those eyes is the skies never in emotion. Behind those fingers, turning strings, rings the captivated ears of tears that scream in the eyes of a musician's heart that mournfully sings.
That try to breed jealousy, especially if that man f***ed up. Get your ass stuck up. Pocket full of presidents.
Works so much with nothing to show except a few bucks. Now you're ready to blow from paycheck to CDs at a show. No matter what you do, you'll always be broke, and it's the same for me. Aimlessly, I stare in the mirror and I sing this to me. Hearing these words on repeat in my head. You gotta work for these jerks and spend till you're dead. And as the minimum wage slowly rises, all of the stores around just change the prices. And I'm a simple man who needs food alone, some new songs to hear, and probably a phone. I'm materialist. If I hadn't less material into nothingness, I materialize miracles. It's serious, and with a series of syllables, I really couldn't describe this lack of material. More likely to find an actual dead president than $1 in my pocket. Making new residents, there's very little evidence that I'll ever be a success. But if I can afford to press and find, I'll finally feel blessed. And if I can get that money to boomerang around, then consider it success. Although underground, although we're all around at every single show, still doesn't mean that we have money to blow. We're proudly passing out flyers, it's shameless self-promotion. Products of capitalism sandwiched by two ocean. Products of insanity and 70s drug culture. Products of childish dreams that never got older. I'm materialist. If I hadn't less material into nothingness, I materialize miracles. It's serious, and with a series of syllables, I really couldn't describe this lack of material. Forgetting these dreams of a middle-class survival, stranded on an island of low income. The syndrome is vile. Now I'm liable to make ridiculous decisions for cheap exposure of the composure of my visions. I have this whole crew and we just wanna rock. Some so bad that we can't afford socks or shoes. I hear blues playing loud in my head. You know the end is near when the clouds look this red. Now I feel dead with no food on the plate. Plus my car has enough gas to shift mind states. Plus if I walk, I'll probably talk to myself, and it's not like I can afford food to stock up my shelf. Cause I'm materialist. If I hadn't less material into nothingness, I materialize miracles. It's serious, and with a series of syllables, I really couldn't describe this lack of material.
Jealousy, especially if that man f***ed up, get your ass stuck up.
I'm materialist. If I hadn't less material into nothingness, I materialize miracles. It's serious, and with a series of syllables, I really couldn't describe this lack of material. I'm materialist. If I hadn't less material into nothingness, I materialize miracles. It's serious, and with a series of syllables, I really couldn't describe this lack of material.
Monster Talk! Monster Talk!
Mazel tov and welcome, seldom sleeping souls to Jerusalem, Israel, the land of spiritual gold, where every person I meet is on a similar path to soak up the mitzvahs like a pool of mikvah bath. We're here to sing down the heavens, make it our earth. Take advantage of this planet for all that it is worth, because there's just one gift that we run with. It leaves the sun split, but still none hit. And as the energy equates to shift mind states and raise the elevation higher than public education, mixed with much time wasted on whack jobs, we'll be dead before the end of us blue-collar slobs. So we must talk to trees like a Kabbalist do, while an old rabbi hobbles on cobblestone I flew. We search the traditions schools and make it our mission to teach people to leave during society's intermission. All we have is God, and not in many ways. Some believe we're He who lives in prayers of praise, for He is the creator, the master of this maze, the hidden sunshine, hiding rainy days.
We're spiritual people,
here to sing songs, here to put hope in a time that's all wrong.
we're serious people,
But always down to laugh. For each heaven there is earth, and much worse will pass.
we're lyrical people,
Here to write songs, here to change the future before they drop the bomb.
we're furious people.
There needs to be a change when the only beauty I see is in a drop of rain. So let's walk on water like a Jew from Nazareth. You claim you see Messiah, it's the fire that hasn't lived. You may disagree, there's truth to the statement, and I'd rather speak peace than spend time to equate it. God is too complex to have a God complex, too abstract to keep in the top drawer of your desk. I see no importance in organized religion, but still respect prophecies of the Judeo-Christian.
We're spiritual people,
Here to sing songs, here to put hope in a time that's all wrong.
we're serious people,
But always down to laugh. For each heaven there is earth, and much worse will pass.
we're lyrical people,
Here to write songs, here to change the future before they drop the bomb.
we're furious people,
There needs to be a change when the only beauty I see is in a drop of rain. So let's hover on the wind like lost lovers of dragons who fly over the seas to the breezes of has-beens. Cause where I have been, I've seen it all. A flower grew to highest power to tumble and fall. Stumbling in an alleyway being held by two walls is nothing compared to the air when it stalls. I'm prepared for man's fall and the end of times. Scared by the past, passing past our minds. And I can't see what's gotten into me. I fill my room with smoke rings, Art Deca, and poetry. So much has changed since the deviation days. I've seen the Holy Land and held in my hand some clay. I'll model and shape it, make it just to break it. Throttle, then rape it till it's no longer sacred. Cause they're man-made religions and man-made traditions that are far from transcendent. So I'll bend it and rip it. Either just one's right or not one at all. Or is it possible that all of our perceptions are wrong? We see indifferent and speak in distant vernaculars. The clarity is offbeat, but it's clean and spectacular. We were once stereotypes of Plato's divided line. I don't comprehend God, but I write him in my rhymes. The world has gone bananas, the humans were all wrong. We fled Earth on the mothership before they dropped the bomb like this. Listen, hear me, it's conspiracy theory, and the only reason for that is because we all believe it. Tense and dreary, so don't come near me with a face like George Washington, eyes like Timothy Leary. So listen, hear me about this conspiracy theory. Things never change, but they're arranged by theory. You can't trust me and I can't trust you, so tell me what the fuck are we supposed to do? This mission's impossible, improbable positions. If you listen to the gospel of hollow traditions, you're tripping cause birds seem to know your every move, and man-made drugs are the only thing that soothe. Excuse me for being individual, just like everyone else, a little hypocritical. You think that Illuminati had time to wish? Nah, they were productive masons who sat in spaceships to fish. And all you religious leaders are aliens and clones who built pyramids with Aztecs from Rome, and that led to the fall of all civilizations to make everything Western by government organization. Flip over the dollar bill and you'll see it all unfold. Man's motivated on nothing but gold. That's why socialism looks better on paper, and capitalism is beneficial to all but the creator. It turns us into greedy creatures of hate. So women dress slutty and man learns to rape. We all work 9 to 5, no better than prostitution. Smoking so much bud, too confused for revolution. I can feel it in the air, the end is coming near. Even though the prophecies are late by 4 years. So every New Year's Eve I break all relationships and ties, not really knowing if the planet's about to die. And every book I read gives me a new insight that contradicts the old bold letters of dim light. So I ignore the night and know the sun is just a camera made for the war on drugs to combat freedom's propaganda. So obey Big Brother and all his various teachings, then throw your fist up for no no apparent reason. Every time the season change, we get a little more suspicious. To tell you the truth, it's getting a little ridiculous. There's not enough time or money to tap phone lines, and now that you believe that, they're probably watching me from behind. The mind's a terrible thing, but it can be so wonderful. Looking down from the clouds, learn to let your thunder go. Listen, hear me, it's a conspiracy theory, and the only reason for that is because we all believe it. Tense and dreary, so don't come near me with a face like George Washington, eyes like Timothy Leary. So listen, hear me about this conspiracy theory. Things never change, but they're arranged by a theory. You can't trust me, and I can't trust you, so tell me, what the fuck are we supposed to do?
Habits found a face that share a smile and a frown. The frown is full of life, the smile's down. That's how it goes, they'll come around. If the habits didn't find a face, the face would have found some habits. A needle in your arm, a 3 packs a day on average. I think it's funny that the bus stop's full for all the wrong reasons. Man, you can't afford a car, but the ozone layer is depleting. There's more than enough food, it's kinda funny I'm not hungry. When obesity and homelessness skyrocket in the same country, we paid $83 billion not to find a single missile. Sounds like the real terrorists are your government officials. Now it's something to laugh at when the lab rats get tested as babies, then released into the wild to infect the world with rabies. It's a growing epidemic, and we know there's no immunity, but we had the antidote before we released it to the community. Now there's white people dying, and we're trying to find a cure. Population control makes absolutely nothing pure. I've seen people watch the news and agree with the said solution. Yo, when the revolution comes off, fuck the revolution.
I lost the directions to the land of milk and honey. Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny? There's a price on world peace, I just don't have the money. Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny? I lost the direction to the land of milk and honey. Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny? And there's a price on world peace, I just don't have the money. Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny? It's so funny, I got up early just to write this rhyme. When the alarm beats for work, I don't hear it half the time. It's funny that one can comprehend at 6 in the morning, when the sensation's so cold it stops his toes from even forming. It's funny to pick up the paper, see the same old topic. Child dies in accident cause his parents wouldn't watch it. And it's funny at the same time that these parents pay bills to a governing system who'd rather just wait till the next man's in office. And I'd rather change the topic. Isn't a baby on TV? I can't even watch it, and they go behind our backs. I think they smoke crack, so I try to read the paper just to know the facts. And it's funny cause the media, they always add a twist, probably for their benefit. And what do you think of this? I think that it's funny that they get away with murder and no one believes me when I report crop circles. Word to Mr. Cleen, it's nothing but a liquefied image, and we're getting hit with a lie. At this very instant, you gotta vote for option A. What happens if you don't vote? You're blamed for your own misery. It's a mystery that there's hope, even just an ounce when we get hit by a pound. It's funny that you starve in college but get fed in a compound. And what's with the police? Here to protect and serve us. I drive completely legally in traffic and still get a little nervous when I see them in my rear view. You know I can hardly hear you up on music to escape work. It's funny that my ears do. I lost the directions to the land of milk and honey. Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny? There's a price on world peace, I just don't have the money. Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny? I lost the direction to the land of milk and honey. Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny? And there's a price on world peace, I just don't have the money. Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny?
John gets caught with the sweatshop, so P. Diddy then runs the city as a publicity stunt and gets his celebrity friends to donate handsome amounts for public school. While MTV cameras were out, I laid back on the couch to watch some videos play on Rap City for a little old game called ad-libbing, where you sing along and fill in the blanks, while ass titties, liquor, cars, and ice for a few provide you with clues. Why is evolution taught in schools? You're paying tax for a theory that ain't based on facts to use. They say look at the fossil records and then you'll see. I see a man, I see an ape. Where's the hundreds of stages in between? The Nation of Islam's claiming racism's involved with the way Michael Jackson's been handled in the case that he's been charged with. Yes, they declare it unjustly, while they sum black people up in this freak show and say they'll take care of this money. Man, the CIA sold weapons and trained the Afghans to keep communism from spreading. Now the public's more dependent on the government since 9/11. I don't know, but it almost seems like part of the bigger plan. Well, isn't that funny? But don't you dare laugh. Just some cases of irony our society has. Remember, straight and arrows too boring to broadcast. Good night.
I lost the directions to the land of milk and honey. Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny? There's a price on world peace, I just don't have the money. Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny? I lost the direction to the land of milk and honey. Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny? And there's a price on world peace, I just don't have the money. Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny?
I don't understand that.
Look past all the aftermath, though so much has changed. I look past the fumes of gas that are poisoning our names. Laugh at the aftermath, though so much has changed. I look past the fumes of gas that are poisoning our names. I find it so funny that irony's ironic, and when I need to concentrate, I compensate with chronic. People work hard to die to shed the light on happiness. We live our life to suffer. Love is what has to give. We fool ourselves in traditions based on petty emotions. If I could only listen to myself pissing in my ocean. He's a fly on the wall, too shy, not too tall. Give him a smile, it's a lie, and he'll fall. He's a lion, not to crawl up Mount Zion's firewall. Give him a lie, he's so high he might fall. He's been so reserved lately, fate's not a 9 to 5. Every bump in the road is another reason not to drive. He must break even just to survive, but if he wants to be a free man, leaving his life. They say I'm going crazy, meditating in third person. It's a little awkward to stop all the searching. That's why I'm flirting with all anti-desires, not putting in work, but I'm working entire streams of emotions and oceans of hate. The breezes are blowing my flow in mind state. It seems that I'm slow and too old to fight fate, but the leaves are just growing a little too late. Alan No More on the track. A shadow covers my world, not knowing where the earth's been, circling through history as misery befriends. Pretend my pretense, I drop down my defense. Suspends eagerness but deepens that distance. My dream is just a scene that I've never seen. With the eyes of a child as a smile it seems. We grew up with art, only needed to imitate. Destiny lives there but starts to eliminate. Generate that subtle mistake, standing solemnly. The earth breaks equates, now I can hardly see. Blinded by the chaos, floating around my vision. Typically we break through the solid brick decision, but the mission has changed, it's a missling range. Mismatched agendas wish through this maze. I'm rich at a gaze, if you measure by depression, the sickness will stay, but it's based on an impression. Either you love me or love to hate me. Leave me, believe me, time won't shake me, wake me from this night terror. Consistent circle with no measurement of error. Seriously, I've seen change in full formation, 360 degrees, testing my impatience. Patiently I waited, free of thought I see the stars separate silently. Silently I stand there, mountains they couldn't move me. A crying inner child, desperately beating and breathing. Exhale that pain. Father couldn't break through, make through his brain, but he broke free. Now choking in overindulgent solitude, the type that writes in the night. Would it be right to just follow through? Swallow those bottled emotions. At the rate that you're going, you'll probably drink oceans, hoping that you'll finally open up to the sight that you saw when you write. To the sight that you saw when you write. This is so correct for me, wanna break my neck to beats. Yell at the top of my heart until I'm breathlessly beating through these battered structures, seeping through the set that suffers when I hover. All is seen, open through the window, closing out my dreams. Desperately I break through, break beating drums. Master of my universe, lingering lyrics from the sum of these energies. The sun of all energies, the sun has an enemy.
Surge of a breakthrough, the biochemists of sound bites. The speakers of the truth, blood writers of the night. Galaxies as our canvas. We're painting up a better day. Watch our thoughts float away. Misrepresented in the modern day renaissance. So watch our thoughts reach a depth now. Inhale, take deep breaths. It is us to set the standard. Future minds push from our whim. Now stand by with your grain in a grip. Convey the dust so clearly and watch it slip away into nothingness. Poetry am I. The sun shines so deeply in my heart, and a new day awakes.
It was the seed of the sun, particle of light, hatching patches of heat only audible at night. Found within the sound, oh how heavenly is chaos. Tucked within the surface, perched on pinnacles of stray dust. Where are you going? Where have you been? I stand here in solitude, in warmth of the end. When have I come? Why are you asking? I make my presence in the morning, in my essence. They are basking, they use you for comfort, and I stand here all alone. Thank you for your effort, oh oh son of my soul. Without me they stop for then reach for throwing. I cause wind, I am volcano and I am the ocean. I am the flower field in the child, the earth smile in its motion, the breeze of the morning in the eve of the storm glowing. The power, the presence is sentenced to time. The iron is twinkle from its sparkle to its shine. The mind of a genius under realization, blinded by weakness, prevents sensation. I also am happiness and emotion in general. The reason that you're breathing, I give off that sense as well. I stand taller than the mountains, horizon past the skies. Fall from the earth, look around me as I rise. But when I hide at night, there's another there, he lurks. We can't look eye to eye, but together's when we work. Covering the other shift, one hovers and one lurks. The sun and the moon shine to one, to the sun and the moon shine to one, to the sun and the moon shine to one, to the sun and the moon shine to one. So I watched it, gazing far in the distance. Once again saw nothingness. This is how it sounded. So sweet. And I watch it slip away as the night just slips today. Feeling all alone, but it's probably better that way. So I watch it from far and near. It's quite interesting here. A stop spot of a circle on the vertical of fear. Fire's all around us and the wind's definitely blowing. Encapsulated reflections snowing over the ocean. And on my windowsill I see the vision of what's real. I try to believe it softly, but it lost me on this wheel. All around us grinning, spinning through an evening. Mental images of breath floating towards the ceiling. So I'm sealing fate and time, divided by that line on the square of opposition. And my propositions, none of us will make it, none of us to earth, none of us to freedom, but we'll lead them to their destiny. Truth is what is beating at the heart of my drum, at the art of my lung. Mixed with the way with words, try to sway this man absurd. Your point is rarely taken, but respected all the same. When I recollected on a name on every item classified as normal, I'm informal at your formal and professional and recreation. The name is BenYomen, from the soul of the forsaken. All these human topics are just objects of my desire. So I'll toss my hair back into the eyes of the sunfire. Traits and characteristics depicted by you misfits. Misinformed characters catered by you idiots. Created as I indicate, indicted towards your death. Elements of breath, carrying each footprint onto its last step. Here's how it goes, the song of the sunset. Suddenly there's harmony in a world that left my thumbs wet. This is how it should be, at least for now on. Me holding you in the security of the song. You see, it started lovely, the meeting of two angels on this hell called earth, where the flames hang and dangle. You are my extinguisher, my damp towel rag, the one that keeps me cool when my days are all sad. And I hope I do the same on the coldest day. I wanna be the one who warms the chills away. Let me hold you tight and keep our thoughts close and near. I know I'm not the greatest man of the year, but we're perfect together and our lives will be better as long as we arrive and never hide in this weather. So our eyes met through clever workings of fate. You came at a time in my life when my preoccupation was hate. You taught me to love and live so carefree. Next thing that I know, it was you that saved me from a struggling room. It was shaped like a box, it intoxicated with negativity every time that it talks. You made me close to my my family again, and taught me an intimacy I never shared with my pen. I believe that you complete me in this universe of balance, so together we'll discover unspeakable talents. Telling you I love you is much too easy, so instead I write a cheesy song to let you know what you mean to me. And here's how it goes, the song of the sunset. Suddenly there's harmony in a world that left my thumbs wet. This is how it should be, at least for now on. You holding me in the security of the song. We came from different backgrounds, let me come back down to this planet where daily living's impossible, and no, I can't stand it, but you helped me through this. School then work then school, life might be a maze, but I know just what to do when we come into contact. The collision of two circles will walk us together, whether or not the earth will. Listen to my ramblings, I know you always will. I'm looking for a good time and you have that only pill. I trust that you will steal the heart of my belongings, and it's inspiring to hear our songs sing. Even when we meet and I say all the wrong things, you look at me in the most loving, infectious grin to welcome me in. They say that it's a sin, but we've connected again. Here's how it goes, the song of the sunset. Suddenly there's harmony in a world that left my thumbs wet. This is how it should be, at least for now on. Me holding you in the security of the song. I write this song for you, my love of tangibility. It's true that there's another, but for music you shouldn't worry. I've known her much longer, but there's a different pleasure, such that music could never fully measure. You see, you were a song of a whole different kind. The sky to my earth, new eyes for the blind. I can't believe I met you at such an early age. Of course I'm in love, intoxicated by your gaze, but when you look at me, I get this feeling so sweet. The weight of my world just shifts off my feet. So let's claim this apartment as our very first castle, and hold what we've called in our love loop called lasso. We'll call each other corny names like honey and sweetie pie. Whatever it will take to keep our romance alive. There's a secret to life and I believe that I found it, but for too many years we just walk around it. Just find what makes you happy and find what makes you whole. Find a mate of life that completes your void a hole. I feel you in my heart and I feel you in my soul. I've found the mate in life that fills my void a hole. Life is but a dream when you're dreaming in the day. Living for your dreams just to dream another way. Life is but a dreaming when you're dreaming just to say it. Too often seems that your dreams fade away. I'm living in this dream state. May I state my dreams? In the sunshine state I awake to screams. There's nothing like this old-fashioned night terror. Then I stopped to realize I was looking in the mirror. I smoked more pot than I did when I was younger, causing two main side effects. I slumber in my hunger. I'm not getting dumber, the drummer just changed shifts. No dreams in the nighttime, so in the day I just lay stiff, thinking of the future, torn along with Cleen, ripping my cables, no fables, just living out my dreams. Life is but a dream and so merrily I travel, beats by Afcelfe as my ink unravels into words that form statements that make up my points. I create worlds in this basement that I'll lace through my joints. In my dream state I rhyme and everyone's peeping me, top 2 album circles and audio obesity. Life is but a dream when you're dreaming in the day. Living for your dreams just to dream another way. Life is but a dreaming when you're dreaming just to say it. Too often seems that your dreams fade away. Yo, life is but a dream when you're dreaming in the day. Living for your dreams just to dream another way. Life is but a dreaming when you're dreaming just to say it. Too often seems that your dreams fade away.
Mr. Cleen made a day of dissing people for their wealth, but then I got tired of feeling sorry for myself. I dreamed the dreams of somebody trying to climb to the top of Mount Everest, except I'm trying with rhymes. And from time to time I'll read a review. If I'm feeling invisible, they just write, I see you. I try to ignore critics, but this shit is whack when they turn a review into a personal attack. And I got news, you want some truth, people? Your ego's blowing up like a balloon, I got the needle. Half the time a critic is just a rapper that never made it big. Everyone that heard their music said I hated it. They have a void in their life, so they decide to fill it by seeing a new MC's optimism and trying to kill it. It's actually pretty pathetic, so stop letting these losers kill your dreams. I'm a dreamer like John Lennon.
Life is but a dream when you're dreaming in the day. Living for your dreams just to dream another way. Life is but a dream, and when you're dreaming just to say it, too often seems that your dreams fade away. Life is but a dream when you're dreaming in the day. Living for your dreams just to dream another way. Life is but a dream when you're dreaming just to say it, too often seems that your dreams fade away.
I love beats like this where the snare drum is delayed. I feel like I can write for hours sitting in the shade or the sun at a restaurant or in my car stuck in traffic. Then I wake up in front of an empty notebook. Ain't that tragic?
It's tragic that my dreams fade as the day goes on. Practicing magic in my dream state, laid back song. Me and Mr. Cleen, what could go wrong? Until 6 a.m. when I hit that alarm.
That's the sound of my creativity dying. Every single moment thankful for life. But I'm not lying when I say if I don't hit snooze, I got the West Coast blues. I'm faking dead, taking red Tylenols for my aching head. Awake in bed, I think of what Wes Craven said. My cerebral's a place even Freddy Krueger is scared to tread.
The truth is, I can only be seen with rapid eye movement. The hallucinogenics of my ghost in a shell to dispel the clueless. Oh well, I say, just to live another day. I start to float away, but I'm grounded by this ray of light shine, hanging around in the nighttime. Talking in my sleep, counting sheep, I'd rather write rhyme. Life is but a dream when you're dreaming in the day. Living for your dreams just to dream another way. Life is but a dream when you're dreaming just to say it. Too often seems that your dreams fade away. Life is but a dream when you're dreaming in the day. Living for your dreams just to dream another way. Life is but a dream when you're dreaming just to say it. Too often seems that your dreams fade away.
The world grew. The world grew. The world grew, and God regretted the way things turned out.
I'm powerless to the grasp you hold on my life. The sweetest touch rubbed across my cheekbone. Bless me with your presence, a radiant smile upon the sun's ambient light rays shines for us a spot of warmth to sit and envision an inner interaction with the thoughts tightly wrapped around our flesh, melting us into one. Perhaps this is the second when my head goes spinning, pacing through the portals of time, contemplating ever-changing attitudes for different scenarios. The scenery crystallizes between you and me, creating the most realistic impression of eternity in a frame with stained murals of burning trees. What are you creating of us? The evils within, forcing me to cherish despair, bury this grin. We are barely within the calm that separates scenery and spectral sin, entering unwelcome with eclectic abstracts of art, imitating life but not stopping at the heart of love for your semblance and resemblance of the most genuine beauty, captured at an essence of pleasure kiss against the lips of time. For when it's all over with and all ceases, the stars won't shine. I see dimness in the skies. The future flashes past my eyes, and all these questions have to be told in lies. It's far too cold to rise, so I climb my disguise and quickly levitate across the horizon. Now when you sense that Earth is fading, and by hope it's not worth waiting, carve your print into a cloud with paint, crystal tints of shading. When the ink starts erasing, your face turns toward shaming. Erase that hate, pain, a heart it's worth arranging. And if the whisper ever returns, I swear I'll burn the witch and mix the poison I love potion. Adam shared the apple with Eve. In fact, his biggest ways insisted that he ate 3/5. Sin is ours, show what you please. Human nature battles a love, but I'll cure that disease. I miss the old days when heart meant more than mine. Mine was worthwhile, and the pheromones floated in pollen. The daisy is for you, I grant it to your soul. Please accept all ownership and emotion. You can hold it for you, my dear. Take it, take it, take it. It's for you, my dear. Take it, take it, take it. It's for you, my dear. Take it, take it, take it, take it, take it. It's Mother Nature versus human nature, and a conquest of trees shed to paper. Now don't pretend your pen you got it, cause your chariot heading towards heaven. Send that greed away with the wind, promise never to return again. Now return to me. Now return to me. Love letter I wrote, an open discussion of cliche quotes, an open book. Take a glance, it's filled with hope. It's filled with hope. Take a glance, it's filled with hope. mother of earth and the father of time. See the nature man stained across the stars. I, the walker of land and the swimmer of seas, see the evil granted by humanity. If there's vanity, insanity, I see steaming blood created by a shell handling what is handed to me. Earth thanks for these gifts and all these treasures that we're blessed with, but they can't be handled with care. The precious as his pleasure, and we'll utilize his treasure until the leaves are brown and the trees drown at the bottom of the sea's gown. The ocean's crown seems so vast, and now I frown, and its past as all these mountains collapse. Right where I'm standing as all these mountains collapse. Right where I'm standing. I could rebuild this galaxy on the foundation that it collapsed upon. Human nature is a falsity that was looked upon. It was dawn, the sun had shattered in the sky. Unleashed the pain, spread the beauty into the eye. To see, it can only be the fault of humanity. Man-written manuscript, shaping our spirituality. More reason at war with internal desire. In the core of the summer season, unleashing an infernal fires. Now it's time to die. The clock is worth the argument. Mother Nature turns the mechanism. I am the martyred instrument. What is worth soothing when something is impossible? The man killed himself in the attempt to become unstoppable. Dead to the world is dead to me. When Mother Nature shivers at the advancement of humanity, it all adds up and insanity lingers. We could have saved ourselves, but we're too good with our fingers. If not for this, we could have been at peace. God made free will, God willing, we will breathe. It's Mother Nature versus human nature. Darwin decides the greater the mother dies, the tree falls, and we record it all on paper. It's Mother Nature versus human nature. Darwin decides the greater the mother dies, the tree falls, and we record it all on paper.
Computers taking over, man.
Mother Nature versus human nature. Darwin decides the greater. The world mother dies. Mother Nature versus human nature. Darwin decides the greater. The mother dies. The tree falls, and we record it all on paper. Mother Nature versus human nature. Darwin decides the greater. The mother dies. The tree falls, and we record it all on paper. The world dies. The tree falls, we record it all on paper. It's Mother Nature versus human nature. Darwin decides the greater. The mother dies. The tree falls, and we record it all on paper. It's Mother Nature versus human nature. Darwin decides the greater. The mother dies. The tree falls, and we record it all on paper. It's Mother Nature versus human nature. Darwin decides the greater. The mother dies. The tree falls, and we record it all on paper. It's Mother Nature versus human nature. Darwin decides the greater. The mother dies. The tree falls, and we record it all on paper. Mother Nature versus human. Mother Nature versus human nature. Darwin decides the greater. The mother dies. The tree falls, and we record it all on paper.
Computers taking over, man.
So I stand here, screaming for some freedom, crack open the gates. I swear I'll be leaving, believing that the train stops here as I'm soaking in the raindrops of fear. Doubt and despair, I'm unaware of what's coming, cause so far here I hear lightning that's stunning. A sight scene so numbing, frightening and dumbing. We're still biting that apple to consecutive drumming, and I'm humming out a tune that's soon mixed down, thanks to the contribution of creation and sound. But all around me I see marketing strategy, and I'm in the darkest closet that's offset, I see. Or maybe I don't, held up by blindfolds and masks, just more propaganda, the chasm between passion and task. And I've had the last laughter and the first time for everything suicidal in the living room just to hear heaven sing.
There are no truths outside the gates of Eden,
No free men sacrifices 40 a week to compromise doubting someone else's dream. Well, I do. And I've seen people do worse. They tattoo their soul to the most heartless thirst. Well, as an artist, I've lost it, passed out on the floor. Should have distributed flyers, but the buyers were poor. So to my girl, I'm a boy, and my best friends are mannequins. Modeling the day after with the laughter standard spins. Well, I'll hand it to them. They get their faces all yellow like the mark of the beast. Less darkness, more mellow. Hello, gatekeeper, please let me pass. Cause I've seen many lies in my time, and it's time I heard my last.
there are no truths outside the gates of Eden.
smoke rings, sneaking choke signals. As poisonous as oak trees, the leaves are left shriveled. There's no simple symbol to the sickness in limbo. Lost in translation, the ancients would fail you. Probably if the middle ground never really occurred. Choking under sounds of acid jazz and spoken word. But there is no truth, no there was no truth, no there was never truth outside Fate's gate. Closed between Eden and man-made estates. But as all walls fall, tall lies break through. So for who you're not, many may mistake you. Take you to the earth's edge and escape through this dredge of drudgery and buggery. Now stand on fate's ledge. Look from the top and you'll see it all there. But when you scream out freedom, just keep your words clear. Just keep your words clear.
There are no truths outside the gates of Eden, 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 Eden.
Darkness overcasted in the shadow of the sun, battling for breath in the narrowest of lungs, flying as a sparrow like an arrow from a gun. Paradise is lost, or has it just begun? We're living on this hell called earth, there's no fortune for the future. Living on the sun, so set a torch to your computer. You can't download happiness, it's sensory stimulation. If this were paradise, we'd be living in our basement, listening to breakbeats, break drums to instrumentals. But instead we're taking what was old and once influential, making it our own and manipulating tones, writing words for worlds to channel through headphones. I once saw a rose like all other flowers, rhyming with a dandelion in a field of flowers. We were all the same, no hate, no peace, just fate fighting fate as destiny's release. Destiny blessed by peace, guessing we could reach just like fate fighting fate as destiny's release. Is this paradise? Well, there's nothing this nice. If it is paradise, then it's not very nice. This isn't paradise, it's a betrayal of life. If it is paradise, well, it's this hell called life. Well, it's this hell called life. It is paradise, it's a betrayal of life. This isn't paradise, it's not very nice. If it is paradise, well, there's nothing this nice. Is this paradise? Well, there's nothing this nice. Is this paradise? So we grabbed hands all across foreign lands, melted pot with the world. Democracy doesn't stand, neither does socialism. A toast to what we're holding within, no two are the same. We live only to change what was once named, no longer thinks that way. We're free fish in the water, but we're standing out at bay. We're free fish in the water, but we're standing out at bay. So I'll hand it to you this way. We're free fish in the water, but we're standing out at bay. And I'm at living with a Christian on what Buddha would say. We are not Gautama, and we are not Gandhi, not Martin Luther King, and none of us are Marley. We are not Ram Dass, living in the moment. We are not Jesus, teaching acceptance to the hopeless. We are not faith, and we are not God. We are not Mashiach, preaching down on Chabad. We are just people with hell going on, so we pick up headphones to paradise through songs. We are not people, we have feeble minds alone, so pick up headphones and paradise to songs. I said we are just people, bring your feeble minds along, sing into our freedom, leave your ignorance, it's wrong. We are just people, bring your feeble minds along, sing into our freedom, leave your ignorance behind. Paradise, well, there's nothing this nice. If it is paradise, then it's not very nice. This isn't paradise, it's a betrayal of life. If it is paradise, well, it's a hell called life. It's a hell called life. It is paradise, it's a betrayal of life. This isn't paradise, then it's not very nice. If it is paradise, well, there's nothing this nice. Is this paradise? I said paradise was lost, paradise was found, paradise drowned in the moss. Paradise was found, paradise was lost, paradise drowned in the moss.
I could just sit around making music all day long. As long as I'm making my music, I know I can't do nobody no wrong.
Yo, so early in the morning, my brain was hardly storming. Wanted to sleep late from a show, do you know the story? Too much on my mind to count a decent sheet. Too hot with the cover, but it's cold with the sheets. So I throw it all off, spin beats in the loft. Free a few rhymes till I really come off, then it hits me. I see Self CDR sitting in its case on a milk crate next to the bass guitar, and I'm armed with the vocal patterns to choke local ghetto blasters. Bump from the moon in tune with electric drumming masters. Like 3 future rockers sitting in a room, working with the drum machine, coming up with tunes. 2 record players spinning on tabletops, mix master ready to come off. 1 pen in hand, so I'll get the vibe lit. You can write your rhymes when I'm done with it.
I wreck the mic. I wreck the mic. I wreck the mic. I wreck the mic.
I can just sit around making music all day long. As long as I'm making my music, I know I can't do nobody no wrong.
Yo, I remember back in high school just hiding in my sanctuary. Any vacant area, only pen and paper necessary. Writing with whoever about whatever and whatnot. Going on and on till the last snare pop. Now around the clock I love to just jam. Me without music like pure kosher ham and cheese with a side of milk and honey. The loveliest of rhymes till the mind's on money. Try to front on Yeoman, you're just blowing in the wind. Taking it to the next level without the devil as my friend. Now pretend it's the past and the music's all that matters. Dan, hit that sax, flip that jazz standard.
Yeoman, clarity, yeah, yo. The mind state of a great white, pause for attack. Your position is my pilot light. Rappers get ready as I kick in your door and knock you back into 1994, when there was a feel of desperation, when heads were steady bracing for a change in this hip-hop nation. What's the relation to the current day? Elementary, stage left, into BenYomen, plural clarity, nuclear winner of rap. I'll bring the sun with me. We got a couple kids behind us, LFTB, ice grill erasers. Are you that serious, or are you just getting prep for surgery? You must be delirious. Let the people rush the stage, that's my motto. Throw your guns, middle fingers, t-shirts, broken bottles because you're whack, and everybody's saying it. Your mama should have aborted you like Kobe Bryant's label did.
We take those mics from you. Now just act a fool.
Whack beats, make shift loops.
Now just act a fool. You and your whack crew. Now just act a fool.
For you, hip-hop is through.
Now just act a fool. Get up. This vibe isn't dead,
but it's dying. Maybe it's all in my head.
Well, anyways, we need evolution.
Clearly, yeah, rap 10% fresh, 90% pollution.
We're slaves to institutions, being battered and bruised when we should have been acting foolish. We're just being fools.
Yeah, I saw that coming, I ran for the hills. Meanwhile, hip-hop is still the air I breathe, but it ain't paying no bills.
But time is just the essence when you're doing what you love. So I'm rhyming for the presence of the pestilence above. I do it because it's me, for lack of a better thing. I master the craft of rhyme, designed by my poetry.
You know it's me when the crowd's thrown in the fits without a hitch. Because it's all admissible evidence that there's something wrong with your mind state. It'll do nothing more than elevate us. Meanwhile, it seals your fate. We take those mics from you.
Now just act a fool. Whack beats, makeshift loops. Now just act a fool.
You and your whack crew.
Now just act a fool. For you, hip-hop is through. Now just act a fool. Hip-hop's not that fun these days. Groups pay DJs to get play, then say, go rock a venue, another pay to play. Try to get exposure, but they'll hold you and say, either get 50 people or you'll pay $60. But in the 70s and 80s, musicians were treated like scholars. Then in the 90s, I was finding less promoters. Now in the millennium, we're the pre-sale ticket holders. Peace to the promoter who really throws the show, and not the one who makes me rock for all the people I know. It's cool to have my friends standing in the front row, but if I wanna make it big, that's just not the way to go. So me and Plural Clarity, we wanna bring the fun back, get rid of the disparity. My sincerity's like a thumbtack, holding a flyer on the wall just to show you to get up, act a fool. We take those mics from you. Now just act a fool.
Whack beats, makeshift loops.
Now just act a fool. You and your whack crew. Now just act a fool.
For you, hip-hop is through.
Now just act a fool.
We take those mics from you.
Now just act a fool. Whack beats, makeshift loops. Now just act a fool.
You and your whack crew.
Now just act a fool. For you, hip-hop is through. Now just act a fool. Silk screened illusion, adding to the illusion of infused thoughts, the notion, the potion popped, pill peeked away forever in a plot. I stand and say to myself, the conclusion, silk screened illusion, adding to the illusion of infused thoughts, the notion, potion, pop, pill peeked away forever in a plot. I stand and think to myself, conclusions, silk screened illusions, adding to the illusion of infused thoughts. Forever in a plot, I stand and say, the conclusion then alludes back to the beginning, leaves you spinning in your shoes. Or from new differs dimly, children playing in the streets where the oxygen is bleached. They strip you for your organs, leave you standing on your feet. So now in Latin America, kids have built-in microchips, the same technology that is used to track Walmart's product shipments. Yellow smiley mark of the beast, more like 666, branded on your wrist beneath that Nike swish. Beneath that crucifix is man's fixation with death. Beneath the dreams and desire, we are nothing but blood and flesh. But stupid humans want to capitalize off our social tendencies, using flashy articles as creative marketing strategy. The saddest part is it's survival of the fittest, and sometimes we appear fit due to shitty diets. Quiet on the set, present don't speak yet. The war on terror could be clear if we looked in the mirror of a Vietnam vet. Better yet, don't forget past mistakes, but we'll take about 8 more wars before we warp our foreign states, shape our minds, blinded by our segregation. Scapegoating will do nothing but poison up our situation. So our nation is dragged despite the skull and bone warnings. Remember that that pale horse peeking through my shade so early in the morning. Accepted as conspiracy, but could it be much more? Probably it was hidden now. Slip open that door. The secrets were exposed right under our nose, and that's why flows are censored when the content shifts from hoes. Political poems all sound the same, and abstract rap got whacked. Our nation is conditioned to listen to shit and crap. The creative gene was replaced with a cure for an ugly face. They graft on a mask so we all look like one race. It's not opportunity, a unity, a peace. It's a cure for your given skin as if that were a disease. Oh please, Jah, just end all our misery. Are you right or wrong? I'm enjoying this mystery. It's the end of the world, and I'll flow it, 'cause I've got rhymes. It's the end of the world, and I'll flow it, because I've got rhymes. We all grew up listening to it, and it's evolved so much since then. Like nowadays, there's so many different kinds of hip hop, man. Like to me, it's just good music, man. Like Divided Line said, we're trying to express our consciousness. We're trying to express ourselves, get away from our depression, our anger, express our love in our music.